Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review of this week's new episode of Toaru Majutsu no Index 3, or Certain Magical Index 3. We're at episode 23, so we have two more after this, I think. Pretty sure we're going to 25 this season. And then we're on the wait to either Accelerator or Railgun 3, whichever comes first. And I'm excited for both. I've not read any of the source material for Accelerator. And in addition to that, I personally kind of like, honestly, as a fan for a long time of the franchise, I kind of personally like Railgun a little bit more than Index. But either way, this has been a fun series. It has had a fun season. It's had some issues, sure, but it's been fun. And this was another episode where I think there were some negatives, like the animation definitely looked down from the past few weeks. It definitely didn't look as good as it has recently. But on the other side of things, the storyline wasn't really as confusing, didn't really feel as skipped around. There were a few instances where I'm like, maybe that could have been paced better, but for the general most part, it seemed paced pretty alright. But I'll talk about it from the beginning. So starting off, we see Index trying to kill Style, and this is just something we've seen at the beginning of each episode for the past 2 or 3 episodes, then cut away from not to return to. So I assume, it has to, within the next 2 episodes, tie back around to what's going on with everything else, unless she's just going to keep being preoccupied with Style and Laura until Toma defeats Fiamma, in which case she'll return to her normal state. Also, Kanzaki isn't around. We heard that she was rescuing, that she was helping with the injured, so it'd be interesting if instead of going to the front lines, she returned to where Index was, and when Index does sort of snap out of it, she can have her friends, Kanzaki and Style, there to comfort her. That would be really, really cool. From there, Gabriel is fighting Kazakiri, but gets distracted by the parchment arriving in the form of Accelerator. Hamazura then warns the village of what's going to be happening, and he also says that, we have to deal with that ourselves. I'll go do it. You have to protect the village leader guy. And we can't tell Academy City, because if we tell them, there's a chance that they would get too aggressive and that Russia would just move up its plan with this chemical weapon, or this bioweapon. Then Accelerator assists Kazakiri in fighting Gabriel. Gabriel is absolutely OP, and you already know my thoughts about her also being kind of attractive. When it seems like all hope is almost kind of getting lost. I mean, it wasn't really that dramatic because we didn't have that much time with it, but Acqua confronts Fiamma and decides to draw in some of the power of Gabriel, like what happened with Sasha back during Angel Fall. So he starts drawing in the energy in himself, even though he isn't compatible in the same way for his body to be able to get through it like that. And that allows them to get the upper hand on Gabriel. But we have Toma starting to smash up the Star of Bethlehem with his Imagine Breaker, because he knows that Fiamma needs the star in order to do all of this. Because if Fiamma had this kind of power at his disposal, he would have been using it before. He wouldn't have needed to start this war. He wouldn't have needed to collect this stuff. So it's obvious that since he's doing this, and since he wasn't using this power before, he must need the star to do it somehow. Fiamma then, or Aqua's sort of reasoning that he has is really cool, where he's like, the way everything worked, and the reason that Fiamma's going to lose, is Fiamma thought that he could do this all by himself. He thought that he could fight this war with all this power he has, but I've done my part, passed off protecting this village to those kids, passed off defeating Gabriel after I've drained the energy to Kazakiri and Accelerator. Basically, he's like, each of us are playing a part in a grander whole, whereas Fiamma's all alone, and that's why he's doomed to lose. So I like the general story there. Then we have Hamazura, after being at that village, showing up back here to cheer on Acqua and cheer him to get back up. Aqua's the freaking best. I think he's so cool, one of my favorite characters. The season's really sold me on him. But at the same time, This is the one part I thought that was paced a little weird, because Hamazura runs off and talks to the village, then he's back here to cheer on Acqua, then he's back again to go after that Russian base at the end. So that's the only one part of it that I thought was a bit weird pacing-wise, that if they spaced that out a bit more it would have seemed less weird maybe, or if they had done it in a different order. Have him do the Acqua stuff and then go to the village and then go after the thing. Because doing it in the order they did made it seem like Hamazura is just running around back and forth. So that's the only part that I thought was a little weird pacing-wise. Then from there, Sasha gets dropped out of the star by Fiamma, who now confronts Toma and goes after him. And Fiamma basically wants to become the Avatar, control all 4 elements. Academy City then bombs the Russian facility where Hamazura was, trying to stop things. And then we get the ending, and it's weird seeing the ending. We often don't do the end credits so much that it's weird seeing it rather than not seeing it, it feels like. Then at the very end, in an after-credit scene, we see that Misaka is planning to stop any kind of nukes. So, yeah, it was a good episode. Aqua's the friggin' best. I think he was a highlight of this for me. I feel like the animation quality wasn't bad, but it was certainly down from previous episodes, and when it comes to the story side of things, the story wasn't perfect. There were a little bit of parts that felt a little iffy pacing-wise and stuff, but at the same time, the story was good. So I'm giving it 7.5. 7.5, I don't know, Stars of Bethlehem out of 10. I don't know what to say for this, ever. Again, 7.5 might be a really generous score to some of you. I don't really know. Not that the scores terribly matter. I might be super generous because I personally like the series so much. But, I don't know. I just enjoy it for what it is. And that's another thing I feel like with reviews I have to kind of look at. It's like, I'm looking at it kind of in detail because I'm making videos on it and I'm discussing it. But if I was just watching it on my own week to week and I wasn't really talking with anyone about it, would I think of it differently? Would I just be like, let's just chill, watch this? So, yeah, I have to try to get into that mindset a little bit too. But either way, I enjoyed it and I hope you did too. So, yeah, and I hope you enjoyed the video as well. Like if you didn't like the video, and comment down there to tell me what you thought of this episode, what you thought of my thoughts on it and all that. Subscribe for more. Toaru Majutsu no Index 3, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. This season is about to end, and I am going to be making a video about the anime airing next season, discussing everything that's airing and what I think I'm going to watch. And during that video that I usually make every season, I'm going to let you all basically give me suggestions on what you want me to review week to week, because I don't know what to do yet. None of them really stick out to me in particular, so I'm probably just going to take your suggestions for like 2 or 3 of them and review them week to week. So, yeah, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter. I already said all that. If you want a link to our Discord server to talk to me or more of us on Discord, then just ask and I'll give you a link to that. And we can talk there about this series or anything else. It's just free and open for anyone. So that's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.